Breaking news here in the South Bay. Police have been investigating outside a San Jose home for several hours. They say they're looking for whoever killed 3 people. We'll turn to KTVU's Jesse Gary live just outside that home with the latest. Jesse?
Garcia, good afternoon to you. And the San Jose Mobile Crimes Lab is positioned just down the block from our location. We're in the Montecito subdivision on the corner of Chenoweth and Snell Avenues here in South San Jose. Let's take a look at our video. This shows Sky Fox up over the scene earlier this afternoon or this morning. The investigators say around 12:30 this morning, police received 911 calls of shots fired and a woman screaming for help. Officers arrived approximately 10 minutes to the 200 block of Chenoweth. They found a woman outside of a home there who'd been shot. She was rushed to an area hospital but was pronounced dead. A second woman and a man were also found inside the home. Both had been shot. The woman was pronounced dead at the scene. The man taken to a nearby hospital. He was pronounced dead. The shooter is still on the loose, according to police. Now, we talked to one neighbor who says her security camera shows a man walking past her front door and toward the crime scene between 12:30 and 1 o'clock this morning. Shortly thereafter, she says she heard gunfire.
10 minutes later, you hear screaming, and so obviously that's a crime scene, right? So we don't know what's going on, so we're looking out the window. We just hear screaming. And then 7 minutes later, a bunch of police and paramedics come. I haven't slept all night. I've been up since this happened, so I'm pretty disturbed for this area. Our kids walk from school, so how do you think we feel? We don't feel very safe.
San Jose police are holding a media briefing in the next hour to provide more details. We will put whatever information comes from that online, and then we'll join you later this afternoon with the latest on this investigation. For now, we are live in the Hayes neighborhood of South San Jose. Jesse Gary, KTVU, Fox 2 News. Garcia, we'll head back up to Oakland to you.
Jesse, you live and work in the South Bay. Those who aren't as familiar with the area, can you tell us a little bit about the neighborhood? Is it mostly residential? Our neighbors there are surprised to see this sort of thing happening.
It's a very nice residential area, Garcia. It kind of surprised me a little bit because this is the area, if you remember a few, maybe weeks or months ago, we did a story about how there were RVs parked along the streets, lining the streets on Chenoweth, and a lot of neighbors were upset because they were worried about the impact to the neighborhood and their abilities to go out with their children and walk in the evening, etc. So that's the kind of neighborhood you're dealing with. Very, very suburban, very nice, very quiet down in this part of San Jose. So this definitely is shocking. I talked to some neighbors who say they didn't hear the shots fired or the screaming, and of course the one obvious neighbor who says she did hear the shots and the screams, and she has video of a person. We don't know if this is a person of interest yet. We'll have to wait for police to say that, but a person who walked past her door, and then shortly thereafter, the screaming and the shots. Garcia.
All right, right there, Marshall Caudle Park. Jesse Gary, thank you for your reporting. We'll look for more information from you later in the day. Now to the city, as happening today, there's a recall election for Supervisor San Francisco Joel Engardio. Voters have their last chance to cast a ballot today. Our James Torres is in the city with who will decide his fate and the divisive issue that sparked today's recall.
More than 50,000 people can vote in the recall of District 4 Supervisor Joel Engardio. You just have to live in the Parkside and Sunset districts.
This is our neighborhood. This is a place that we love to live, and I feel like it's important for a community to come out and say their piece. It's what we can do.
Engardio won his election in 2022. He has a little more than a year left of his term. He's facing this recall over his plan to close a portion of Great Highway to cars, something voters passed during the last election cycle.
The park's going to be a great thing for future generations and for now.
And I also feel like it's kind of a separate, I feel like the park being created is not really related to a lot of the work that Joel is doing. So I don't think it's necessarily the right response to be upset by that.
Those in support of the recall say they are upset because a majority of the city in favor of the Great Highway closure and the new Sunset Dunes Park didn't live in District 4 territory. And they blame Engardio for not properly representing what they wanted.
We can't get out of the city. For us to move from one direction to another, it takes 45 minutes, half an hour, just to get from the beach to here. So we need him out.
Close it on the weekends because it is used and enjoyed and it's beautiful. And then on the weekday, open it up again.
About 15,000 voters turned in a ballot early. And people who live here say they hope for a better than average turnout.
That's our our given right to vote. Might as well use it. And if you don't, then you're wasting it. And people can't do this in other countries, man. So let's go. Vote.
Engardio spent the day Monday speaking to voters in his district, defending his whole record as a city supervisor.
I ask people to look at the entirety of my record and all the issues that I work on. I know people aren't going to agree on everything 100% of the time, but even with Sunset Dunes, people are coming around. It is a popular park. People like it.
You can drop off your ballot at 3 different locations: at the Parkside Branch Library, the Ortega Branch Library, and at San Francisco City Hall. Polls close at 8 o'clock tonight. Reporting in San Francisco, I'm James Torres, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Authorities now say it was a teenager from Southern California who died during a weekend sideshow in Contra Costa County. Drone video captured the sideshow and the traffic backup it caused in Crockett, just west of the Carquinez Bridge. CHP says 16-year-old Jose Cuevas of Los Angeles jumped over a concrete barrier on the overpass at Pomona Street and fell 75 feet to his death. Neighbors say sideshows are rare in the area.
Every weekend in Vallejo.
Yeah.
Not every weekend here.
Yeah.
This is the first time it happened, it seems like, here.
Our biggest advice is, don't engage, don't try to stop it. Best thing you can do is be a good witness, get whatever information you can, pass that on to law enforcement.
Crockett does not have a police department, relies on the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office. Some residents say that can lead to slower response times. Residents say they'd like to see more cameras at intersections to address dangerous behavior. Santa Clara County is launching an ad campaign to educate residents about red flag laws as a means to prevent gun violence.